Good morning, Twin Flame friends. This is Charlotte. Welcome back to Happy Twins 1111. Just quickly, I'm so sorry that I had a bit of a hiatus last week. It's been a crazy week for me, very intense. My twin flame got in touch a couple of weeks ago, and it's just been intense. That's the only way I can describe it. And everything happens for a reason, but there was a little bit of an energetic wobble for me in the last week. So I just needed time to regroup. And I love how the universe works in perfect synchronicity with your needs, because as it happens, I didn't get many tarot reading requests. I was chock full. My diary was chock full with meditations last week. I'm a meditation teacher as well. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered, because it's so relaxing for me and I'm feeling so much better. So I hope you didn't miss me too much, but I'm back with a pick a card reading today. How is your divine masculine feeling? What's he thinking? And how do you need to move forward? So we're going to do that one today. There's a thumbnail at the beginning of the video, so do check that out so you can pick your pile. Now, before I carry on, just remember that you can find the information about the decks I'm using in the description box below. You can also find information there about how to book a reading with me. And let's do this. I'm feeling really good today. I'm feeling fresh again. Okay, pile one. There's timestamps down below as well, guys, so you don't have to watch through all of them. Just drop to the comments box, the description box, and you can find the timestamp there, so flick straight to your reading. Do let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Okay, so let's start with pile number one. Ooh, what is your divine masculine feeling? What is he thinking? Let's have a look. Oh, there's a lot of contradictions here. I feel like this guy's a bit up and down, back and forward, up and down, back and forward. Okay, so we've got Temperance, the Five of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Knight of Pentacles. So, this guy's feeling a lot of chemistry between you right now. He's really, really feeling the kind of intuitive soul connection. But there's also a lot of conflict and a desire for him to move slowly and take his time with this. He's not feeling confident, shall we say, or secure in this connection right now. Actually, remember, if I pause, I'm channeling Arthur. He's the real star of the show, of course. So if, the intuitive connection actually makes him feel a bit vulnerable. That idea that he can't really lie to you. And Arthur's saying this is an important lesson to you as well, because you keep second guessing his feelings. And Arthur's telling you need to trust yourself, because you know. Okay, and he knows you know. And this does make him feel a bit vulnerable. But there's a lot of conflict between you right now. A lot of hurtful words said. Sorry, I don't read with reversals in this deck. Wow. Okay, so this guy's karmic partner, okay, he's going to be coming forward with his truth about that very soon. He's going to be moving away from that connection. We see this here with the Ace of Swords and the Death card. He's going to be coming to talk to you about the end of a cycle he's been moving through. And you're going to know this already, because you watch this reading and you are the High Priestess. So, you don't need to worry about that at all. He's really beginning to think about moving towards you. We've got the Four of Wands here and the Knight of Cups. You're going to see him coming forward with messages of love. That is on his mind. He's figuring out how to speak his truth, how to come towards you with integrity, and how to diffuse the conflict between you. But he is going to take his time. You're going to have to be really patient. Now, Arthur's showing me that because of this conflict between you, okay, and I can really relate to this last couple of weeks, because even when you're in your own power, you're feeling whole, you're overflowing with unconditional love and everything's rosy. When our twin flames appear, they do trigger us. And you think, oh gosh, there's more. There's more stuff inside me that needs to be purged and transmuted. And that's kind of what I've been going through. So you have to really chill and relax into this conflicting situation that you're going through with him, and recognize that this is a call to you to heal more. Okay? He's definitely coming towards you. He's definitely going to be coming towards you, speaking his truth. He's going to be telling you that the karmic is over, and he's going to be talking about, celebrating love with you. That's what we see with the Four of Wands and the Knight of Cups. He is coming towards you. So you need to be ready, because if you're not ready, if you're not in your own power, if you're not loving self, you're going to be attaching to him anxiously, and that's just going to keep you in this Five of Swords energy, which he is feeling, this fear of conflict. Because as I said, his feelings are very contradictory right now. There's a lot of simpatico there. There's a lot of, harmony and balance. But there's also this fear of conflict, fear of upsetting you, fear of arguments. Because it's entirely possible that he's not been completely honest with you up until now, particularly regards the karmic situation. And you have to trust that you weren't meant to know. Okay? I know that it may appear dishonest, but it just probably didn't serve you to know. But that situation is coming to an end. That's what he's working towards. That's what we see him doing here. So let's see what you need to do to move forward. Queen of Wands. Lady, you need to step into your power, your spiritual power. That's where you gather your strength from at the moment. Okay, you need to really, really broach, grab with both hands, charge forward. We've got the Chariot here. I've got the Four of Pentacles about rebalancing and the Queen of Cups. So you've got two queens here. You really need to step into your feminine energy. And I want to remind you that, in order for your twin to come towards you, you need to create space. The Divine Feminine doesn't chase. She is passive. She stands in her own power, confidently, full of love. And your twin comes towards you when you love yourself. It's not about sending him love. It's about sending yourself that love. When you're in your own power, you created space, you're full of your own self-love, you're embracing your femininity with this Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups. This is when you can begin to receive everything that you desired. And you're really being called to step into your feminine power. This Queen of Wands, we've got that butterfly. And it's about transformation, embracing that inner transformation. I feel like you're really on the cusp of breaking through into this place. And you're being urged to really charge forward. Make this your first and foremost goal. Make it your priority. With the Four of Pentacles, you're being called to readdress the balance as well in your earthly affairs, to cut out anything that doesn't serve you, anything toxic, anything that's not helping you stay calm, anything that's interrupting that journey. You need to remove it. Now, Arthur's also telling me that you've got a lot of crystals around you. Make a grid. Have a look online. Make a grid for protection. Make a grid for love, harmony, and balance. And you need to meditate on that. You need to, power it up with your intentions and stay focused. Put that grid somewhere where you can see it and stay focused on your intention, which is to move forward into your feminine power. The Queen of Cups remind you to stay in love, to be nurturing, but to nurture self first. When he comes towards you with his truth, when he comes towards you with all these revelations about his karmic, you need to stay calm. You need to stay in a place of unconditional love and not be angry with him, because that's what he's afraid of. He's afraid of conflict. And, you need to show him something different this time. You need to show him that he doesn't need to be afraid. And this just reminded me, I want to thank Lucy from Bristol for these beautiful cards that she sent me. These are the White Eagles Medicine Wheel deck. And they're actually out of print. They have been for a long time. When I mentioned them to her, she had a deck that she's never used of these cards, and she sent them to me. So thank you so much. That's just flipped over. Let's have these three, so we'll take those. Thank you, Lucy. You're an angel. I love new tarot decks. It's my favourite thing ever. Okay, so we have the Eagle, the Dragonfly, and the Bertha. The Eagle is asking you to take a higher perspective. Okay, remember, eagles are messengers of spirit as well. You're being called by spirit now to elevate yourself into clarity, into peace, and to look at this situation from a much higher perspective. You're not going to get what you want by being stuck, deep in worrying about this. You need to elevate yourself, and you do that by connecting with spirit, by meditating. The dragonfly, the dragonfly is air and water. Yeah, he skims the surface of the water. Water represents emotions, but he takes flight, just like the eagle. He knows how to get clarity. He knows how to not get sucked in and drowned by overwhelming emotions. He can coexist with emotion and, you know, that beautiful air energy. That's what the dragonfly's power. That's what the dragonfly's power is. So that's what you're being called to do. You know, by all means. You know, we've got the Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups here, spirit and water, emotion. You know, it's a beautiful alchemy of those two energies that you need to adopt and practice and embrace. With this card, the Birther, you know, you're really being called to create something new, create new space. This is about rebirth. As we head into spring, this is a beautiful card to get. It's a fabulous time for new starts. So this is a really positive lineup for you, Divine Feminine. But you need to hold your own power. So Arthur's just saying that's absolutely right with the dragonfly. Don't disconnect from your emotions. You do need to embrace them, but you need to take that air energy, that higher perspective. You need to elevate yourself into a place of clarity, and you do that with meditation. So I hope that helps, part one. That's a lovely reading for you. Let's go with part two, see what we've got for you. Do let me know in the comments below, part one, what you thought of that. If it resonated, I'd love to hear your feedback. It's always a joy to hear back from you and to understand that I'm doing the right thing, I'm on the right path, and that you guys are finding my readings helpful. So let's see what pile two's got. How's he feeling? Wow, it's a lot of intense energy with this one. Okay, so I feel like you're probably already in communication with this guy, and if he seems a little bit self-absorbed right now and he's not really giving you the attention you want and deserve, you need to be a bit patient, because whilst he's ready to talk, he's not ready to remove his mask just yet. Yeah, we see this Knight of Swords here wearing his armour, you know, he's got his helmet on, he's coming forward, he's charging forward, you know, there's a lot of fast, rapid energy in this card, but he's not quite ready to speak his whole truth. And with the Page of Swords as well, you know, this guy's looking backwards. And if he does talk to you right now, it's not going to be from a place of maturity. He's still resolving things in his mind, and you need to give him some space, you know, because his feelings for you are there, but he needs some space. We have got Judgment here as well, the card of awakening. This guy's really beginning to reflect on this relationship and give it a lot of careful consideration. You see here with the Four of Cups, you know, and him being very much focused on this one cup. But Arthur's saying that these feelings are self-contained, and they need to be. You need to trust that it doesn't serve either of you right now for him to rush forward and be talking to you about how he feels, because he needs to work that out still. And it's not that there aren't deep feelings there. He's your twin. You know, they can't disconnect from you. They have those feelings even when they don't admit them or understand them, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. So you can trust that. But he is going through an awakening. He is beginning to open his eyes to what is. And he wants to talk to you about it, but he feels very vulnerable. And he's still drawing on his past, his history, to try and establish, you know, what all this means to him. So he needs some time. In terms of what he's thinking, he knows he needs to be honest now. He knows he doesn't want to let you out in the cold. And he knows that he needs to come forward to you with more maturity. You know, this is the Queen of Swords. You see she's got this bird on her shoulder. You know, birds are messengers of spirit. But he's not letting those messages go yet. He knows he needs to get into a more mature place. But with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, he's not quite ready to make that start. You know, with the Seven of Swords in reverse, he knows he needs to come to you from a place of integrity and honesty this time. He's rejecting anything that doesn't resonate with his truth. And, you know, he doesn't want you to feel left out in the cold. That's how he feels he's left you. Abandoned, rejected. You know, that's really playing on his mind in terms of how he's thinking about you. So you know, this guy's really going through the mill right now. He's doing a lot of self-reflection. He's really trying to establish what he's feeling, why he's feeling this way, and connect all the dots. So you just need to be patient. With this Seven of Swords in reverse, as I said, you know, if he's been dishonest in the past, you can trust that's over now. That he's really thinking very hard about how to come at you with truth from a place of maturity, from a place of clarity. But he's not quite ready to do that yet. And Arthur's saying you must forgive him. You have felt left out in the cold and it's been really hard, but that separation serves you. That's what the journey is about. So you mustn't resent that. If you're feeling resentment and bitterness and kind of like, oh, I'm so done with this guy, you need to release and purge those feelings. They don't serve you. You know, your twin comes towards you when you're in your own power, when you're not sending him love, sending yourself love. And that's how you get better from this. Let's see what you need to do to move forward. Wow. Okay, so this actually really resonates with his stuff. So to move forward, you need to release the need that you have for union. This is the Lovers reversed, okay? Union is not what you need, okay? What you need is union with self. And, you know, with the Nine of Wands in reverse, so being shown that you need to not completely give up, but to just park that need right now, to release it, to surrender, to acceptance, to let go. That true union comes, you know, when you step into spirit. You know, that's what the lion shows us. When you step into your own strength, that's when you draw the two together. And with the Four of Swords, you know, he's in this Four of Cups energy. You're also being called to do that in a reflection, to do that in a work, to take that time out. Arthur's saying you've been rushing around way too much and not actually giving focus or time to embrace tranquility and calm, to meditate. You're all up in your head with this and constantly questioning what's going to happen next, when's he coming back, what's he going to say, da-da-da-da-da. And that's what he's showing you here. You need to step out of this need to be with your twin right now and understand that it's when you release that union can actually happen. When you step into your own power, that's when you can have, you know, complete peace. And when you're in your own self-love, when you're in your own power, that's when you create space for your twin to move towards you. This is very similar to what was happening in Part 1. So I'm going to use the White Eagle Medicine Wheel deck. Thank you, Lucy from Bristol, for sending me these. I love them. See what else you need to know about moving forward. Bear. So this is about coming out of hibernation, stepping out of your cave. Storyteller. Dog. Okay. So Arthur's explained to me that, you know, the bear is about finally stepping out of your cave. He's also shown me a lot of social anxiety connected to this. As far as you're concerned, I feel like you've really hibernated. I do that through winter, so, you know, it's not a bad thing. Sometimes we need that time. But the problem is you've not used it wisely. You're really being called with this storyteller card as well, is to reach out for therapy. Sometimes to make the best sense of what's happening to us, it really helps to express that knowing and understanding outwards, to express it consciously so that you can begin to understand it in a different way. Quite often as we talk about things, people ask questions and we share what we're feeling, it begins to give us more clarity. And stay loyal, you know, that's what the dog is showing us. You know, even though you're being asked to step out of this journey, to surrender to this idea of union right now, union is on the horizon. You just need to do this final leg of the journey in terms of, you know, stepping out of the cave, coming out of hibernation, sharing your story. And it would be a good idea to reach out to other twins. There are so many of them on YouTube. Okay, if you don't feel safe discussing this journey with someone that doesn't understand the twin flame connection, seek out someone that does, that can help you and motivate you in this part of your journey. Because this last hurdle, once you break through it, you're going to feel amazing. You really are on the cusp of not just stepping into union, but stepping into your own power of loving self. You've taken a lot of time out but you've been very grounded in your practical affairs and kind of rushing around and not focusing on your spiritual development. And this is what you're being called to do with the Four of Swords. But tell your story, stay loyal, you know, don't get too frustrated with your ex, not your ex, or your twin. You know, you need to trust that he will be back, but he'll only be back when you've done this work. And I guess I feel like you're already communicating with him, but it's just not, he's not delivering anything tangible. And it's because energy doesn't lie. You know, you can pretend that you don't care. You can say all the right words to him, but, you know, energy doesn't lie. And when you correct your energy, when you rebalance and regroup, everything's going to flow a lot more smoothly for you, part 2. So I hope that helped. Let me know in the comment box below. Let's move on to part 3. Don't read with reversals for this deck. This is the Lunar Soul. Love these. Gosh, lots of cards falling out today. I don't normally. So how's he feeling? What's he thinking? Wow. So he's chosen you. This guy's already chosen you. We want to know how he's feeling. He's chosen you. He's just not sure that you still want him. He's really stepped into his own power. This guy's making rapid progress. This is very good. Yes, he's ready for a new start. Okay, so for feelings, we've got the Two of Wands. You know, this is about choosing, okay? We see him holding one stick, putting the other down. So this guy, if he's been wrapped up in a karmic, he has made his decision. You know, he's feeling like completion, that he wants that completion with you. He wants, and we've got 3 tens in this reading. You know, you are very close to union with this guy. He's thinking happy families, happy homes. You've got the Emperor here as well. That's, you know, really stood in his divine masculine power. But the star shows us that even though he's wishing for this, he's not quite sure that it's going to be available to him. He doesn't trust that yet. In terms of what he's thinking hard. We've got the Four of Swords here. We see this gentleman with his eyes closed. He's really relaxing into this space, and he's really giving a lot of thought and consideration as to how to move forward. Underneath the Ten of Discs, we've got the Ten of Cups. You know, this is the card of union and celebration, but it's causing him a lot of anxiety with this Ten of Wands, of not knowing how it's going to be received, of not knowing if you're still there for him. But we have got the Ace of Discs. This is a desire to start over, to move forward. And Arthur's saying that you may have cut him off. You may have delivered some harsh words to him last time you spoke. But he's done a lot of reflection. He is doing a lot of reflecting. And he has come to this knowing now. And you need to create space for him to move towards you and allow that to happen, because this guy is ready. He is really ready. You know, his feelings are deep. You are his star. You are his dream, his fantasy. He's chosen you. And what do you need to do? What do you need to do to move forward, path 3? Yeah, so you need to rebalance. You need to rebalance. Okay, so Divine Feminine, it's you that is holding back this union. It is you that has some work to do. And you're really being called to appreciate what you have. You know, you've been in a real woe is me, kind of feeling a bit sorry for you place, and you're not counting your blessings. You're not seeing all of the joy, all of the abundance that's already around you. You've got 2 9s, whereas he's got all these 10s. You know, he's at this stage of completion and really finding himself in a very healthy and balanced place. There's not quite as much harmony here with you. As an individual, you're not stepping into your own power. And with this 9 of Swords energy, you know, we're still seeing a lot of anxiety, a lot of really weighing this up in your head and just being stuck up all in your head with it, trying to rationalize things. You know, forget logic. Trust your feelings. You don't need to explain why. With the Knight of Wands, you're being encouraged to move forward with this beautiful fiery spirit energy with strength. You know, this guy's riding on a horse. He's holding his wand aloft because he knows what he wants. The sun is shining. He's strong, and he understands that strength comes from compassion, comes from empathy, not force. You know, he's restraining this line, not with force, but with love. And you really need to give yourself that love. You know, nines are about doing that individual work, about appreciating. With this Nine of Pentacles, about appreciating everything you've already got and rebalancing. You know, this is about harmony, alchemy, you know, the perfect mix of emotion. Balancing your emotions stands out really strongly for me. But Arthur's saying that you need to release anxiety. You need to let this go. It does not serve you. It's holding you back. It's holding back this connection. So let's see what else we've got for you from this deck. So Lucy in Bristol sent me. Thank you, Lucy. You're so sweet. Cougar. Is this a younger guy? Is that where your anxiety comes from? You need to let that go, girl. And we've got the Raven. Okay. So, you know, the Cougar knows what he wants. And in this card, it's really interesting because you see the Cougar darting under this beautiful rising sun. And the eagle is in the background here is moving away towards the past. This is asking you to release all of the mental anxiety that you've been suffering and charge forward into spirit. It really reminds me of this card, okay? You know, this moving forward, rapid fire energy, trusting that the sun will rise and that it's a new day and that everything can be okay. You know, with the Weaver, remember that you create your own future. You manifest your reality. You manifest union with your thoughts, with your belief, with your positivity, you know, with your intention. And the Raven, you know, the Raven here is asking you to communicate much more clearly and from the heart, to communicate from your heart space. And Arthur's telling me that you need to communicate with self. You need to become aware of that inner voice that is self-sabotaging, and you need to quiet it and replace it with good thoughts. This is what this journey is about for you in terms of, you know, realizing what you've got. You're really hard on yourself. Yeah, Raven says, quiet your mind, speak your truth. But he's showing me that it's about speaking your truth to yourself. You know, you've been so paranoid on this journey that you're not, you know, you've not had much faith in union. And this is now holding you back. You need to step into that faith. Okay? Good luck, pile 3. Let me know how that goes. You know, there's so many twins coming to union at the moment. It's actually insane. Arthur did say with the blood moon this year that that's what we would see happen. Lots of divine masculines waking up. A lot of them, you know, stepping into their true power. It's very exciting. I know I've seen that. A lot of my clients have seen that. So how's this guy feeling? What is he thinking? Okay, so this guy's a bit more stuck. He's really stuck. We've got a lot of reversals and blocked energy here. So, you know, this guy right now is feeling attached to you in a really unbalanced way, and it doesn't work for him. We've got the Ace of Wands reversed. You know, there's a lot of sexual energy here, but he doesn't want to just focus on that. We've also got the Knight of Crystals, or Pentacles as it is also known, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. So, you know, he's holding on to that light. Okay, he's trying to be grounded in it, but that energy is blocked. And he wants to come forward with, you know, messages of love and his emotions, but that energy is also blocked. He's trapped right now. This card is the Devil, but it's called Oppression in this deck. And you see this kind of cloaked figure juggling, and you've got crystal, sun, feather and moon. Yeah, and this moon here, his intuition is clouded. It is blocked. He's very, very confused about you right now. He's got very conflicting emotions. He feels on the one hand very loving, very grounded, very sexual, but he's also afraid because of the intensity of those emotions. So, you know, he's a little bit stuck right now, this guy. Let's see what he's thinking. So he knows you're his divine feminine, but this terrifies him. It absolutely terrifies him. You know, you've got the Empress here. You know, he understands, but he's scared. You know, with the Ten of Swords energy, He is absolutely terrified. He doesn't know how to move forward. He's scared of this realization. And he's, we see with this Knight of Swords here, he wants to talk, but he's put his sword down and he's trying to dip his toes into the light instead and, balance his heart space to ground himself in these new feelings, in this new reality. But the intensity of this connection frightens him. It frightens him. This is a very vulnerable divine masculine right now. He's very afraid. You're going to need to be really, really patient. So let's see what you need to do to move forward. Wow. This is lovely. Okay, so we have the Chariot here. And, the light is there. It's a bit greeny as well in this deck, but you can see the moon. That confusion will clear. But you need to charge forward into your own journey. Trust that it's not over. If he's not communicating with you right now, that's because he's in this dark place. We've got the Devil, the Ten of Swords, and then, the World in reverse in this particular lineup. You need to trust that it's not over, even if it may appear that way. And with the Queen of Crystals coming up, hold that energy for him. Hold that light. We see this lady here with a tiger over here, and she's just holding this beautiful ball of green light. She is holding space. She is holding her own grounding and being passive in waiting. That's what the Divine Feminine does. And you've got the Six of Cups here, and there's this castle in the distance that these Six of Cups lead to under this beautiful starry sky. Trust that union can be yours. You're not far off. But this guy needs a bit of time. He needs time to regroup. He needs time to ground himself in these new feelings, because I feel like he's only just come to this conclusion about you as well. He's been running for a long time. And now that he's had this realization, it's really shaken him. It's really shaken him. So you need to stay in your power. I feel like you're in it already, that you are very grounded, and that you've got a lot more clarity and strength than he has. And that's what's drawing him to you now. You've really done a lot of work, and you need to carry on being patient. Trust that you'll make your journey together to that castle, to that beautiful starlit union. It's coming. Keep moving forward with your journey. You're doing incredibly well. We've got the Medicine Wheel in terms of what else you can do to balance this. We've got the Eagle. And we've got Stargazer, which I think is so apt given this card. Yeah. So the Medicine Wheel is about balancing your earthly energies and staying in your own healing power. I think this really resonates with this Queen of Crystals, or Pentacles as she's known. Really concentrate on your own healing. Focus on that healing. Stay in this eagle energy. Eagles are messengers of spirit. It's about higher perspective. Stay in your own power. Trust spirit. I know that you already reach out to them. You already have that connection. This is a very advanced and a whole divine feminine that I'm speaking to here. You just need to hold on to that trust. And with Stargazer, this really resonates with this card for me, with this lady looking out at this starry night, observing this Six of Cups soul connection and knowing that everything she needs and wants will be delivered to her. She understands the law of effect. She understands the law of the universe. She understands that when she creates space for her divine masculine, because she is an empress, that's what she knows how to do, that's when he has no choice but to come towards her. And that's what we see happening. And I feel like you've broken through very recently and created this space, and it has literally triggered all of these feelings in him. And, he's just figuring out now what to do. So this is really powerful. But, stay in that energy. Don't deviate from it. Don't let anything wobble you. You're going to be really good with this. Oh, hold on. Arthur's saying you need to connect more deeply with your guides as well, because they are there for you. And that's what that stargazing card is about. You've got very highly ascended guides working behind you, and you need to take the time, create the space to listen to them. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I will try and be a bit more regular with my readings this week. Normally try and do one every weekday, and that's what I'm going to stick with this week now that I'm feeling whole again. So I'll also give you a little update on our twin flame light activation project. It has been mildly delayed because of how I've been feeling, and also the realisation that it is actually a dramatic amount of work. It's quite a bit more complicated than Addie and I first anticipated. But I will give you an update on that soon. So thank you for tuning in. Have a great week. Happy Monday. Speak to you soon.